What's going on, guys? This is Rocco and Sweet and Spooky here today. And we're talking...
Okay, no, thank you. Hello, my sweeties, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Elise, and thank you for joining my spooky little family. He's laughing.
No, you're good, keep going.
In today's video, we will be talking about Don't Worry, Darling. Let's get into the video. Okay, I like how we're laughing right now, just the same way that the entire crowd in our theater bursted out laughing after this film.
At the second title card?
Yes.
We're gonna get to it.
We're gonna get to it. In today's video, obviously, I am going to be doing a plot breakdown, so this is going to be filled with spoilers.
Yes, we're spoiling the whole thing.
We're spoiling everything.
Nothing is sacred.
Delving deep. So, if you have not seen Don't Worry, Darling, and you plan on checking it out, maybe you should check out this video after that.
Or you check out this video and don't watch Don't Worry, Darling, because that's kind of what we're going to talk about.
This is going to be a very ranty review, and I know some of you like that, and then there are those that hate that and come for me in the comments, but whatever.
It's not our problem.
It's fine. Just act like Harry Styles in the movie, why don't you? Prove the point. But I am here to tell you, even though I know I tell you multiple times, my opinion is not law. So lucky for you, you can have your own opinion, I can have mine, and we can get along, and everything is fine.
But mine is. So, if you don't agree
because
with me,
he's a man.
Because I'm a man. Now, let's talk about Don't Worry, Darling.
Directed by Olivia Wilde, starring the queen herself, Florence Pugh, who is too good for this film, Harry Styles, and himbo Chris Pine. Don't Worry, Darling follows Alice, a 1950s housewife who lives with her husband Jack in a top-secret company town. One day, while her husband is at work, she begins to have odd visions which intensify after her friend Margaret attempts to unalive herself. After a bunch of stuff happens, we find out that it's all just a simulation, and Jack is a sweaty incel who's forced her to be held captive in this virtual reality world. And that's the end. Yes, that is essentially the entire plot of this film. Thank you, Olivia Wilde.
Wonderful.
This felt like it was 3 hours long. Not in a good way.
No, it was exhausting. I felt like it just kept going. The second act was stuff, I guess. I don't even know what happened. It was she's just having dreams. It's an hour and a half of Florence Pugh waking up.
Yeah, this is one of those movies that they do one thing I really hate, which is just show us the same dream sequence a million times. Just flashes of stupid imagery that I don't care about. And it's always somehow corny. I don't know, but it's giving cheap.
It's giving NYU film student, this is my thesis.
It's giving film student. No, I don't know. I don't know if it's giving film student. I just don't like it. I think it's a poor attempt at telling a story. I feel like you don't know how to tell your story and you're relying on that.
You know what was really annoying about it was the dream that keeps coming back, which is the dancers.
Yes.
At the end, they don't even explain what that is. Why are they showing dances on her ceiling when she's in it doesn't do anything, which most of this movie was like that. There's very little stakes. There are a lot of stakes, though. She marinates steaks 4 times in this movie.
Yeah.
What is that about?
Cooking with the flow. If I wanted If I wanted cooking with flow, I just go to Florence's Instagram.
Yes.
I cook her recipes all the time in this house.
Yeah, actually, her chickpea macaroni thing is amazing.
It's not macaroni.
It's not macaroni? No. Oh, we did it with macaroni once. It's with rice.
Yes. So wait, before we get into the plot breakdown, let's talk about the performances.
Yeah.
Harry Styles was not as bad as everybody else is saying.
No, and I was so surprised because I'm a notorious Harry Styles hater. I only wish the worst on Harry Styles at all times. He is the most mediocre human being. He is like Wonder Bread incarnate. If a glass of milk became sentient and had a good voice, it would be Harry Styles. I'm sorry. He's like, I don't get the appeal, but he was pretty good in this movie.
Okay, so while Rocco sits here and bashes Harry Styles,
I could go on for days.
I am not a part of the Harry Styles hate train.
Don't
like
protect
Harry
yourself
Styles.
from the stands on Twitter, babe. You need to give in to the hate. Be a hater.
No.
Be a hater with me.
No, because I like him. I like his music. I
He's
know
a fine bloke.
yes, he's a
very
very beautiful
attractive
man.
I will give him that.
He is. But I think he's very talented. I don't always think his music is the best, but I still like most of his music. So, but I wish he was a little more experimental. I expected him to be one note, to be honest. I went in already thinking that's going to be the case. And he was one note, but it was fine.
Yeah, it didn't take away from the film, I should say. What took away from the film was the rest of the film. But the performances were great. Everybody was great. Everyone was beautiful. Adds Nick Kroll.
Nick Kroll!
Who was also great.
Why did I forget that he was in it?
I keep forgetting. Every time I remember, it's like a Nick Kroll like jump scare every time he's on the screen.
Because he's in it, but he doesn't have a lot to do. I'm not sure why he's here.
It's one of those things that it's like, this movie did this a lot, and we're probably going to get to this. We are going to get to this, where they underutilized a lot of their actors. We had a really strong cast.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Chris Pine is very underutilized in this film.
Daddy.
And he's bringing it. He's bringing the intensity. He's bringing the himbo vibes. You're like fanning yourself, right?
I think he's like a cult leader. I don't think we should be fanning ourselves.
Not over the character, over the actor.
He is fine. He's
Let me
great
specify before somebody.
Yes, I know.
In the comment section, nobody's thirsting for his character. His character is a terrible human being.
Awful.
However, the actor himself is very fine, as
Amazing.
is Harry Styles, whose character is also terrible. There's somebody else really to talk about. Gemma Chan is in this, and she is obviously great. Who doesn't love Gemma Chan, right? She's beautiful. She's an intense actress. Unfortunately, she does not have a lot to do here. It's very unfortunate.
Unfortunately,
What?
I enjoyed Olivia Wilde's performance.
Oh shit!
But
Olivia Wilde.
I didn't even realize it was her.
So let's just get right into
Let's just go because we keep trying to like talk about the performances, but it's kind of hard to divorce that from the plot and like not talk about the plot in that section. So let's just talk about it because it's pretty goofy.
It is very goofy. It's kind of like Black Mirror, but bad.
It's like if you took the worst episode of Black Mirror and just made you sit through it for like 2 hours straight.
Yeah. The ideas are kind of cool, some of the ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's set in this time period. There are opportunities for really cool camera shots, and like, there are none of those in this movie. Everything is shot so boring.
So many of the concepts and a lot of the shots are kind of vaguely experimental. You know, there's some very interesting set stuff that went on, like
yes,
the one shot that
there
they
is.
beat to hell in the trailer with the glass like moving on to Florence. Like things like that, it would have been way more effective if they would have shot it in a way that was actually interesting.
Yeah, or like was intense.
Yeah,
it wasn't intense.
And you know what kind of happens in a movie like this? What ends up happening is they try to show so much without saying it in these dream sequences, but they don't. And then they end up having to explain everything else in exposition, which happens a lot in this movie. And I think part of that is the camera work, where the camera work really isn't telling the story. The characters are telling the story. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks great. Great coloring. Really love the, like, shiny, like, dreamlike 1950s world.
Yeah, the cinematography is really pretty in the movie. I love the gold light. I think Florence Pugh in gold light.
They definitely thought that they were making a moving film.
Yes.
But it's just so bland.
Yeah, it's almost like embarrassing as well because like you watch it and Florence Pugh feels too good for it.
Yes, I felt like that the whole time.
It's like really embarrassing. Not for Florence Pugh, just for the film.
Yeah, I mean, and once again, that kind of made Harry Styles look worse.
I know.
Because she was just eating him up. I mean, he was eating her up in the first act the whole time. But once they stopped having sex, she was eating him the whole time. Eating him up in every scene.
The sex scenes?
Woo!
I don't know what's going on here. I actually heard in an interview that Olivia Wilde, don't quote me, Olivia Wilde was saying that, like, sex scenes are not sexy. They're never sexy. And she wanted to do sex scenes that were sexy and realistic. And none of this was sexy and realistic for me.
No.
I mean, so you're going to tell me that she cooked a 5-course meal?
That pissed me off so much. Oh my God.
She cooked a 5-course meal, slaving away over the hot stove.
All day, and then she's just going to knock it over.
Knocks it over.
I would be pissed. I would be very mad.
What are you going to eat? And also, like, do you have more food? It looks like you made everything in the refrigerator.
Well, they don't have eggs. They're all fake. And it's funny that Olivia Wilde says that, because you would think if she cared so much about making the sex scenes sexy and real and intimate, she would have hired an intimacy coordinator.
She wanted to do all these sex scenes and make them really sexy and like all this and really make it feel relatable for women. Meanwhile, there were no intimacy coordinators on the set of Don't Worry, Darling.
Bizarre.
Very bizarre
choice.
To me.
Why doesn't our lead, who has like beef with our main antagonist, like beef, like they are like, she looked like she was gonna kill him during that dinner scene.
Yes. Actually, that dinner scene,
the dinner scene was good. I like the dinner scene.
I like the dinner scene, but I feel like this goes back to just me liking Florence Pugh and Chris Pine.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, that whole scene was Chris Pine and Florence Pugh fighting.
Yeah, and Harry Styles just like just like staring at her really mad. Like
it was like Olivia was like, "All right, Harry, this is when you're mad."
No,
I'm sorry.
He did a fine job.
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 He did.
But you don't win awards for fine.
No one's winning an award for
I hope not.
And if they are, I'm like actually concerned. So let's talk more about the twist.
Yes. So there was one good thing about the twist, though.
Okay.
And I will give props to the makeup team for making Harry Styles so unfuckable. I never thought that would be possible.
They made Harry Styles look disgusting.
Just the twist was that Harry Styles has acne scars and
like,
greasy hair.
Every sweaty, disgusting man that's just like...
It's funny because I feel like I knew the twist like 20 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious when you're watching the movie that Jack is gonna be in on whatever is happening.
And I think it's kind of clear that it's not really like the 50s.
Right.
Like,
I know, it felt very bizarre. So I feel like that was pretty obvious.
Yeah. It was also just kind of weak. Like, all right, it's the Matrix for incels. Great. I've been on Reddit before.
Advanced Reddit.
It's just the metaverse for r/men going their own way. The idea was definitely cool. Like, the concept of it. It's kind of unfortunate that there's no deeper dive into it. We don't understand how this society, like this like weird cult works.
It's so fast. And to be honest, a lot of that, when they revealed the twist, I don't know why, but that felt so rushed. Like, I don't know what's going on. This movie was like 2 hours long. So it's like you should have cut all those ridiculous dream sequences and added more time in the shit that's important. When they show Alice and Jack and they're laying in the bed, they have like those things. They have those things like on their eyes.
It looks like in A Clockwork Orange when they're like trying to brainwash.
It looks like that, but like cheap. It's giving Spirit Halloween. I don't even have anything to say because it's just like, it's so whack. Oh my god, let's talk about the chase scene.
Oh my god.
And then we have these men in these red jumpsuits. And they're running after Florence Pugh.
In the desert. It didn't need a high octane chase scene. And at that point, I was so tired. I was exhausted.
Also, I have to say the truth. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I saw this in the trailer that was constantly being shoved in our face so many times. But like, when Bunny goes outside and she yells at Alice and she's like, "Go, Alice! Run!" It's like, why? We know she's leaving. I don't know why, but it was like making me laugh. Like, I feel like it was supposed to be an impactful moment where it's like, oh, like Bunny is for Alice now. But like, it was like, what?
And it was a terrible line delivery.
It was like comedy.
It was whimsical as fuck, though.
I feel like I just don't know. Maybe Olivia Wilde's done too much comedy.
Go, Alice, run.
I was like almost like operatic.
So halfway through the movie, she goes out into the desert, which the women are not supposed to do.
Right.
And she touches this like monolithic mirror thing. And
I don't know why that was so fucking stupid. It's the only thing they could think of.
And we find out later that that's how you exit the simulation. And that, I guess, Jack in real life, like, put her back in the simulation or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that is so not clearly articulated that they have to explain it in dialogue.
Yeah.
So that when she goes to leave, when she went to leave, maybe I'm just dumb. But she went to leave, and I'm like, oh, how the hell does she know how to leave?
Oh, yeah.
And then she touches it, and I'm like, oh, that's how she left?
Yes, yes, because I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding.
It's so bad, and it just looked bad, and the whole, oh my god. The whole, like, way that you see that she's leaving is, like, the drop of blood.
Oh my god, that was so bad. I was
like... What does it mean? I don't even know what it means.
I don't know. It's just so stupid. I don't know.
In our theater, when that happens, it then just cuts to another title card, and the entire audience bursted out laughing. Like, everybody burst out laughing.
Yeah, this one girl just started like hyena type laughing, and then everyone else joined her. And then there was this one woman that was just like, what the fuck was that? And then the title card, like, coming up at the end, and then you just hear the...
I didn't even realize that happened. I was laughing at that point. I didn't even hear her do that.
Yo me muero. I literally almost died. Because I think that was the part that really made everyone else start laughing. And I was just like, no. And then, like, in my head, I'm like, don't fucking tell me they're making a sequel.
Oh, I hope they do. I want them to make a franchise out of this. This is great.
I don't want that.
I want so many more Don't Worry Darlings. I am worried. I would hate watch the shit out of this franchise.
Well, first of all, I don't think they're going to. I don't see Florence Pugh working with Olivia Wilde ever again.
I want them to do like an Assassin's Creed thing where like the second movie is Florence Pugh coming out and like kicking the shit out of a bunch of incels. That would be the only way I would go back into this theater and see.
Now that I'd pay money to see.
Directed by Ari Aster. That I would watch the shit out of that Don't Worry Darling too. Fuck yeah.
Oh my god. I have to be honest. I don't understand why anyone was laughing. I didn't think it was that bad.
I thought it was okay.
I thought he did fine. I mean, he's not better than Florence or on the same level, but like, I didn't think it was funny. Like, I didn't think he's so bad.
I feel like a lot of, oh my god, you know it was a terrible, I'm sorry. You know it was a terrible scene?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, guys. What was a terrible performance on his part? When she's getting pulled out of the car and he's just like... It was like a really bad reaction. I'm sorry, Harry.
Stop.
I'm sure Harry Styles is a nice guy.
That girl was laughing at that as well.
I was laughing at that.
I think that the main problem with this film for me is that you're watching it and you're already an hour in and you're like, are we gonna get to it? Are we gonna do something with that?
No, and they never do.
Anything cool gonna happen? No. And then what does happen at the end is incredibly underwhelming. So like Olivia Wilde does all this building and building and building to nothing. And I mean, like, again, the twist is a very good, it's a cool idea. Yeah. I like the idea. Men are indeed trash. They are. And I stand by that. So I respect the idea, I like it, but it could have been done with more like tact. It could have been done better. We could have done it better. And we should have done it sooner. Yes. I'm waiting so long. And then it's 15 minutes of the movie. It's absurd. You know what? She could have cut a lot of stuff. There was some stuff that like it was not necessary.
By the fourth time Harry Styles is going down on Florence Pugh, I feel like we already got the idea.
That was ridiculous as well. Yeah. Oh my god.
I mean, good for her. I think one of the biggest issues here is whoever edited it needed more truthful friends in the editing room. Like somebody just go, just got that part.
Don't worry, darling.
There's a long dance scene of Harry Styles. Harry Styles was like, I need to show, this is going on my reel.
I thought that was so stupid.
It was
I'm
long.
sorry.
It was
long, yeah.
Long. Like,
it's just...
it's like a 5-minute scene.
This movie was one of the most underwhelming films I have seen all year.
Oof.
And I didn't go in, like, with hate.
No.
I went in, like, okay, I can't wait. I'm excited to see what Florence Pugh does. I'm excited to see Harry Styles, even though most people were not. I'm excited to see if he's going to do well. I was excited. And then it was this.
I actually didn't even know what this movie was about. I didn't even remember that I saw the trailer. Celeste had to tell me that I saw it. I remember going, oh, it's like a rom-com, right? She's like, what? How did you get that? No, it's like a thriller horror.
We saw the trailer like 3 times.
I saw it in a theater with you and Dylan.
Saw it with Dylan.
And I lean over to them in the middle of the theater, like between previews, and I go, wait, that's a horror movie? What?
And me and Dylan were like, yeah. You know what? This is a good thought. I know that this film is like psychological thriller. I think that this film could have benefited with more horror. We needed more horror here.
Yes.
Like, yes, the real horror is that incels exist and men treat women like objects. Like, yes, that is a fucking problem. Again, let's do more with that. I really like the scene when Jack is trying to act like he did Alice a favor. Like he did her a favor. Like, look at all these things. Look at all these things I got for you. I saved us. You were working all the time. You never had time to be with me. And she's like, you stole my life from me? Like, you don't get to take that from me.
That was great.
I feel like that scene was great. And I feel like that was probably the most relatable thing in the entire film for me as a woman that has been in relationships that are abusive emotionally.
I might have to agree. I kind of felt like that was the only time that the movie made its point.
Yeah, that is all I have to say about Don't Worry, Darling. I am going to be giving Don't Worry, Darling 1.5 levs out of 5. The one full lev is because of Florence Pugh and because of that scene that I just talked about. And
I'm going to be giving Don't Worry, Darling 1 lev out of 5. Also for Florence Pugh. The rest of the movie gets no stars. If I could give it negative levs, I would give it negative levs.
Oh my God.
It's not that bad. It's
not that bad. Florence Pugh carried. Thank you, Florence. Thank you, Miss Flo. All right, you guys. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe as it really helps me a lot. And be sure to click that little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. And let Rocco and I know in the comments if you've seen Don't Worry, Darling. Did you like it? Do you plan on watching it if you haven't? Do you also love Miss Flo? We'd love to talk about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.